Gap control is important every week, I know, but against a downhill running team, is it take a little more significance?
Yeah, that's one of the things we got to get accomplished is for our guys to maintain their gap, we call it gap integrity, and that would be huge in this game, absolutely.
Some of the guys have talked about how they've struggled with alignment, getting, the linemen set, feet in the ground, all that stuff.
I think some of the down the line guys have. I think the 3s and 4s have for sure. I think the 1s and 2s have been pretty good.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much they'll get in this game.
That's what I was going to ask. Has it been primarily a backup thing, the younger guys?
Yeah, primarily.
You had a little lamenting a little bit after the game about backup linebackers, backup safeties. Any resolution to some of that?
Well, I'm glad to have C.J. Hampton back for one thing, and then we've got to have some second-team linebackers that step up and are more consistent and getting things called and being crisper with what they do and executing better. And I think that's where that came from. When I went back and I watched the first and second team, there were some good things, but some of the down-the-liners absolutely didn't execute like we'd like them to. But like I say, that's what practice is for, and we'll get the 1s and 2s ready. And the 3s don't get many reps in practice, and that probably hurt us last week.
Dave, how much can CJ help you, CJ Hampton?
A lot, because he was a backup free safety, and really we thought he and Trey would kind of share time at free safety, so kind of a co-starter in there. Obviously, Trey's got a lot more experience playing time, but CJ's done a great job for us in fall camp at getting people lined up and executing his assignment and tackling and everything. So I'm anxious to see him play. I hate that he didn't get to play in the first 2 games, just from the standpoint of experience, because he hasn't played that much, but he knows what he's doing.
What have you thought of what you've seen on film of Jacob Coker?
As quarterbacks go at Alabama, it's always, to me, the guy that just, can manage the game, if you will. And I think he's been fine doing that. I think he's like any new quarterback. There's going to be some adjustment time in there for him. So by no stretch of the imagination has he played perfect, but neither have we.
How different is this Bama offensive personnel from last year to this year? It seems like there's been a lot of...
Well, they still have a lot of what we call 11 personnel, 1 tight end, 1 back. But I think O.J. Howard as being a tight end, they've been able to be more flexible with him, and they can go anything from 2 backs with him to empty sets with him. So I think that's helped him because he's kind of a Evan Ingram, if you will. And then they go 12 personnel. It's kind of the same thing. He's kind of the key guy for that. So they create a lot of pictures. When I say pictures, different formations out of different personnels with him. So a little more versatile, but very similar in a lot of ways. But they're like us. I mean, they scheme you from week to week, and you're going to see some things different this week that we haven't seen on film yet.
Everybody says Derrick Henry, Derrick Henry, Derrick Henry, but then they hit you with Kenyon Drake and that speed.
Yeah.
What is that? How does that affect the defense?
I think it's a great 1-2 punch, and then you throw Harris in there too, 34. I think he's a nice little back. So I've never played Alabama in my whole life when they didn't have 2 or 3 really good backs. So this is no different. But you're right. I think Henry's a little bit more of a downhill guy, and wants to stick it up in there. And I think 17 is more of a bounce it type guy, and he can absolutely outrun you. So.